Okay? It's just the truth. And
no, it's not. If somebody attacks Hila Klein, they're going to go to jail.
Yeah, no shit, you fucking moron.
Why would he be set? What is wrong with you? Do you think we'll get banned for this? At this point, I don't think so. I think that Twitch just doesn't care.
The vanguard will be there, sir.
Like any kind of violence that Israeli settlers or the Israeli military experiences in the West Bank is literally legal, okay? It is legal resistance against an occupying military force. I cannot repeat this enough. Just like any kind of violence that the Israeli occupying force experiences in the Gaza Strip is actually, once again, totally legal and totally moral resistance by the Palestinians. Doesn't matter if they're the Al-Aqsa Brigade, doesn't matter if they're a part of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, doesn't matter if they're DFLP, PFLP, or even former Fatah militants, okay? It is perfectly legal, perfectly valid, and perfectly moral, okay? 100%. This is not like this is not a gray area. This is black and white, okay? It doesn't get more black and white than this. Israel's in the wrong. Israel is actually engaging in an apartheid, which is a crime in and of itself. Israel's doing a genocide in Gaza and an apartheid in the West Bank, 2 crimes in and of itself. And every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. Okay? It's just the truth. Straight up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that they look to be in garb that makes you think that they're in the right. Okay?
So what's your response to that? Because obviously a lot of people are taking it in the most bad faith, just unhinged. Oh, he's trying to, call for the assassination of Ethan Klein's wife, who was a former IDF soldier. Yeah. And clearly he was referencing Hila there. But what do you think about the...
I mean, if I'm his attorney, I say that could have been referencing his own potential wife, even if it had been somebody so near and dear to my client that they had persecuted these unspeakable acts. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your perspective, they would be protected under international law. That was the point that my client was trying to lay out for everyone, right? So, let's just say if I'm legally trying to get Hasan off the hook, he covered his bases right there, dog. He covered his bases. He gave himself tons of plausible deniability. He did not call, as far as the First Amendment goes, he's totally protected. Now, that doesn't mean that Twitch couldn't decide to act. Like, Twitch is a private company. It's owned by Amazon and Jeff Bezos and all that shit. So they could act as fascist as they want to. But when people in chat are bringing up like the FBI and like, oh my gosh, what if Hasan gets investigated? Like, Hasan can afford a really good lawyer. That really good lawyer is going to present a far better argument than I just did. And even that right there would kind of protect him from free speech grounds, as far as like an individual in America is allowed to say that and make that argument that he just did. I happen to pretty much agree with it. Like, would I have thrown that line out about Hila Klein or a podcaster's like maybe not, but everything that he said up to that point, I totally agree with. And I'm not going to pearl clutch about a joke about a fucking former IDF militant in the middle of a fucking ethnic cleansing. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't believe in that. And I'm not going to pearl clutch about most jokes like that. That was offhand. He was trying to be funny. He was talking about a really serious issue, and he makes the totally correct point. And I would just ask everybody, consider, we were talking about another conflict at the beginning of this live stream filled with tragedies, right? If a Russian soldier is in Kyiv and a Ukrainian person fucking kills them, that would be like, not murder, but an act of war where you're literally fighting for your fucking country, right? That's essentially what Palestinians are doing in the West Bank and Gaza. They're it's not fair to call it a war because it is a literal extermination campaign. And
it has been for the entirety of Israel's existence. Which, by the way, I'll hear this sometimes. Oh, she had no choice. You have to be in the IDF if you're an Israeli citizen. Like, you have no choice. You're basically drafted. You're forced to join. Not true. Not true. You don't have to fucking join. You can spend a year in a bougie ass prison where you aren't slaughtering innocent people and stealing their land. Something that any normal, sane, non-psychopath would find preferable. Yeah. 100%. Even in America, if there was ever a draft, I'd rather shoot myself in the fucking head than go participate in our illegal, war crimes, killing innocent people in Iraq or Syria. No, I would literally take a bullet to my own fucking head before I ever joined. So I don't want to hear this shit that Hila Klein had no choice. She's just a victim of the system. No, she could have spent a year in a nice, bougie, air-conditioned fucking, fake jail, which again is not actually a prison. They're not treating 18-year-old Israeli, kids that actually have a fucking spine and a backbone. They're not treating them like real prisoners. Obviously, it's a bougie fucking prison. So, that's what I would do if I was in Israel. I don't think there's any excuse for doing this kind of shit, because let's take a look at what Hila's actually responsible for and the kind of shit that she actually participated in case anyone's not familiar. Hila Klein served as the aide-de-camp to the commander of the IDF brigade, specifically tasked with conducting security operations, aka night raids, in and around the city of Ramallah. She planned and participated in the illegal forced disappearances of people from their homes, one of which is still unaccounted for, and still no one knows where he is. He's probably dead. But nobody knows where he is. He's never been accounted for. And there's lots of evidence to this end. You can hear her talking about it on the H3 podcast. People have posted clips of that exact thing. It's not like she tried to hide this. In fact, she used to brag about it and joke about it before, the genocide became so undeniable that now she kind of has to be like, oh, we don't talk about that anymore for obvious reasons. But yeah, I did low-key used to be an actual fucking Nazi.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do we want to play one of these clips from the tweet right here?
Yeah, sure. I haven't seen this one specifically.
Yeah, I was the secretary of the head of the there's like I don't know the terms in English from the army.
Right. He was a
translate.
Officer.
So there was I was in Dukhifat, which is like a brigade, I guess, that's in charge of the area of Ramallah. And that brigade has like a main officer. So I was his secretary.
Okay, so you were right below the big boy. Cool.
Yeah, I was the secretary of the head of the.
Sounds like you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, and then there's.
I walked with them to one house.
Okay.
I did get out of the car once, but surrounded with them. So.
Okay. Did they arrest anyone that night?
They did.
Did they bring it in the same car with you?
No.
Oh, different car.
There's a few cars going.
Damn, that's crazy. Was it like? How did you feel? Was it horrifying?
It was strange. Very.
She doesn't even say she felt bad.
How so?
I don't know. Just you see people in the house, and then it's like the soldiers just walk into the house and look through their shit. I mean, I walked with them to one house.
Okay.
Sounds like
some war crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like when Obama was like, yeah, we tortured some folks. It's like, yeah, that's one way to put it, bro. This just sounds like some fucking war crimes, bro. Crazy shit. Yeah. Genuinely wild. And I feel like a lot of people don't even fully understand the extent of the continuing illegal encroachment of Israel. Like to this day, they fucking just straight up expand their territory illegally. It's illegal under international law. And they have all these fucking IDF kids out there doing this shit completely illegally with no fucking recourse.
Yep. And I mean, they've just recently announced a massive expansion in the West Bank, right? This is this summer. I can put this up here. Israel announces major expansion of settlements in occupied West Bank. Israel ministers say 22 new Jewish settlements have been approved in the occupied West Bank, the biggest expansion in decades. Okay, so it's clear as day. That's what this is. This is a colonial project. It is an extermination campaign. It's an ethnic cleansing campaign. And that's why you're starting to see more news stories.
It even says it in the BBC.
Yeah.
Illegal under international law.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And when you have major news outlets like this just being like, yeah, technically this is illegal. Like this is like, they're not even lying to cover it up anymore because it's so brazen. It's so apparent. Like I said, the biggest expansion in decades, right? Probably, it says in more than 30 years. So you have to go back to pre-Oslo Accords for you to see an expansion like this. It's absolutely nuts.
Yep, 100%. And by the way, these settlements, where do you think they offload all of their wastewater and the fucking sewage right into the Palestinian communities next door, all over their crops, all over their agriculture, all over their olive trees, all over their fucking communities. It's disgusting. They literally just offload all of their shit and piss and fucking sewage onto the Palestinians. It is the most unhinged, evil shit imaginable. And yeah, it's like, I'm sorry. You participated in that. Sorry that we're not supposed to talk about it or whatever, but you literally did that shit. You participated in that. And it's not like you even come out here now and act like you regret it. It'd be one thing if you're like, I was fucking 18 and I look back and I'm so horrified that I ever did that. And that's why I've devoted my entire life to fucking helping the Palestinian cause and trying to make up for what I did. If someone was in that position, yeah, I'm not going to fucking hold it against you for the rest of your life.
That would be the honorable thing to do.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. No, it is absolutely deranged. And the fact that she didn't even say she felt horrible. She didn't even say this is devastating. She didn't even say I don't want to think about it. She smiled to herself and kind of chuckled it off, right? Ethan also absolutely no concern. I would be horrified. Could you imagine? You're just talking to your wife and she's talking about a raid that she did. It would have to be. It's so unfathomable to talk about it so casually like that and with absolutely no remorse.
Yeah. Let's take a look at what Hila herself had to say in response to this. She also, I think, hopped on Instagram stories, much like her husband likes to do. Let me see if I can find that one real quick. I think it's right here. So yeah, she says, Hasan Piker, who was exposed by my husband to be a disgusting creep, yeah, the things that never happen, has retaliated by calling for violence against me. Think back and you'll notice a trend. When he wants to get at Ethan, he attacks me. This is just another glimpse into the psyche of a man that does not see women as his equal. He uses women to whatever end he needs, be it revenge, sexual gratification, or to massage his ego by exposing their nude bodies without consent to his boys.
Oh, well, no evidence for that.
So fucking cringe. So fucking cringe. And then let's take a look at what Hasan, said in response to all of this drama. Because obviously, like I said, it's not just Ethan and Hila that are going after him right now and trying to use this to get him literally censored and banned from Twitch. It's also Asmongold, who we've talked about before and who increasingly is a very big presence in the space, unfortunately, given how terrible his commentary actually is.
Yeah. One of the largest in
That's
the world.
crazy. It is what it is, I guess. The Just another resistance day.
against
this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. Okay? It's just the truth. And
No, it's not. If somebody attacks Hila Klein, they're going to go to jail.
yeah, no shit, you fucking moron. I'm talking about in her participation in an illegal raid in the West Bank. Oh god. No, it's not. Yeah, of course if someone were to attack Hila Klein right now, of course they should go to jail. What kind of fucking idiocy is this?
Hasan
Oh
takes
my
such
God.
long pauses.
He does.
Why is he
That's
telling people this? Why would he be set? What is wrong with you? Do you think he'll get banned for this? At this point, I don't think so. I think that Twitch just doesn't care. I do. I think that Twitch they're so ideologically captured by...
Yeah, Twitch is so woke. That's why they fucking never ban your bitch ass, dude.
LOL.
Yeah,
That's such a
I don't know if
hysterical
they're
thing to
actually
argue.
intent.
That Hasan should be banned.
No, that Twitch is so woke that they
yeah.
won't ban him. Like, clearly they just love money, dude, and they might ban his ass. They never ban you. They never ban anybody who says any wildly Islamophobic shit. You literally called Palestinians an inferior race on your live stream and didn't get banned. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, it's so woke. Anybody would have been like, all right, that's a violation of the terms of service, right? If you actually cared about enforcing them.
Yeah, I just can't believe there's such an appetite too for this like call for censorship. Like I don't even want Hasan to get or Asmongold to get censored. I don't really want any of these fucking people to get censored. I can't believe they're so into this idea of like, let's kick Hasan off Twitch. Let's get the pitchforks out and fucking kick us. Like I thought this whole stupid right-wing movement was built off of like freedom of speech and the SJWs want to censor people and they can't handle ideas they disagree with. It's like, it's fine if you disagree with Hasan, but I just think it's crazy for anyone to call for him to be banned from Twitch. It's so fucking stupid. Specifically because of the, emergence of this dumbass Twitch or Kick platform, which Hasan or Ethan himself is apparently about to join. And I feel like the whole purpose of Kick in the first place was to like create a home for canceled streamers, right? Or people that want to say edgy shit. Is that not like the whole inception of it in the first place?
Yeah, I was under the impression, and I do have the clip of Ethan Klein talking about how he might move over there, and we can discuss afterward why I think it's a really bad idea. I agree with you, but yeah, it was supposed to be like literally the home for Nazis.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be like where Nick Fuentes could always know that he was going to be able to stream. Like I remember, if I'm chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this was the streaming platform where it was like they won't ban you for anything, and then this one really cringy streamer was like getting a blowjob on a live stream in front of a bunch of like 12-year-olds that were in the audience, and it was just like the cringiest shit ever you
I
could
didn't hear about that.
imagine.
I just know Aiden Ross started it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But basically I believe the whole line is that they won't ban you for pretty much fucking anything.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too, which again is it's weird that people like Asmongold who stream on Kick and people like Ethan who's about to join Kick, and now all of a sudden they have the censorship thing, but only when it comes to censoring Hasan and people that are in Hasan's orbit. Like we have a lot of beefs with various other channels and commentators. One thing you're never going to come out here and hear us say is like, why isn't YouTube banning this person that we disagree with? Like even the channels we give the most shit, even the worst of the worst people, even fucking Nick Fuentes. No, I don't think it's a good idea to censor these people. It just doesn't work. It always backfires. It's a stupid thing to call for.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I was just trying to make the point earlier that for Asmongold to be like, they don't ban him because he's woke. Like he has broken the terms of service himself so many times and not been punished that, it's definitely like a people in glass houses throwing stones kind of a situation. I agree. If it were up to me, you would have to do something like illegal. Like if you did something illegal, then I would totally support the argument. And I know you would too. Just for people to clarify, like I'm not saying I support like anything, but if you break the law, of course you should be punished. But I don't support this whole like.
I thought you were an abolitionist.
Yeah.
Wow. Zach exposes himself.
But this is crazy to hear from Ethan.
So we should talk about this Mr. Beast stuff.
So Mr. Beast made a huge announcement.
Really good stuff here.
He's moving to Kick, which I'm going to come out and say, as someone who's a Twitch hater, I hate Twitch and YouTube. I'm consistently just super disillusioned with. They take 30% from my fucking subscribers, from your guys' I think donations too, actually.
Just everything, right?
From everything, yeah. And we get zero support. I can't get a fucking contact with their team. Like they care so little about us somehow. Despite us being, one of the biggest live.
What do you want to get on the phone with them and start demanding that they deplatform Hasan? Like, no wonder they don't pick up your fucking call. You've been harassing the ownership of Twitch and like the CEO of Twitch. Like, why don't you ban Hasan? Why don't you ban Hasan? Like, of course YouTube's going to be like, shut the fuck up, bro. We're not going to ban Hasan. So we're not even going to entertain your stupid fucking call. But I'm sure Ethan can get in touch with YouTube. Like Zach and I can get in touch with YouTube.
Fucking recently though. Recently.
Yeah, we only recently got to the point where we actually have like a rep or whatever they're called. But yeah, Ethan could easily get involved with YouTube. Obviously, he's just making the shit up to sound like a victim. It's like, what do you want them to do for you, bro? What do you want them to like, add an extra, million subscribers to your channel or something? You're just blaming your downfall on YouTube.
Yeah, it's crazy. And actually, if you guys are curious to peek behind the curtain, one of the first thing we asked our YouTube rep about was like, how does this all work? And, to translate, an hour-long video called YouTube, you'd have to be like a Mr. Beast size for them to ever like fudge anything for you to actually like get an algo manipulated thing. That's why they don't fucking respond to Ethan, because even though he has like how many, like 5 million subs, they're not going to come out here and be like, yep, we're going to main page this for you because you've been struggling, you've been going through a rough time. Like they're married to their algorithm. They will just repeat the same lines back to you, right? They want you to, work on your SEO and work on your click-through rate and look for all this stuff. But it would be almost impossible to imagine a circumstance where they're like putting the thumb on the scale for certain creators, unless you are literally like Mr. Beast size, like I have, or PewDiePie back in the day size, where you're like a 100 million sub content creator.
Yeah, and that's what this is all about. Ethan's actually just pissed off that he's less relevant than ever, that he gets less views than ever. So he's blaming YouTube and he's blaming Twitch because they won't boost him in their algorithm and punish his enemies at his demand. Like, imagine being so crazy. And it's like, bro, the reason why no one gives a fuck about your show is look at this. Well, watch this. Is it funny? Is it good content? No, it's fucking terrible. It's cringy. You act like a fucking meth head. You're not funny anymore. You spend the whole time bitching about content creators that are better and more relevant than you. So just fucking deal with it or change your formula or something. But how about some introspection? Because it's the fucking cope is insane.
Yeah.
Or podcasts on their channel. So I'm against YouTube in this way. I'm against Twitch. We need some meaningful competition.
Also, why does the
Mr.
fucking
Beast is like a
why does that kick graphic make it look like Mr. Beast is in like the fucking like about to get sniped? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't it make it look like he's right in the crosshairs of like a missile launcher? What
Honestly,
the fuck?
If that is part of their market branding, they could find an audience. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it is very weird. I think it's supposed to be like Minecraft related because there are these like weird black pixels like over here. I think it might be like something related to that, but you're right. It's ugly.
It looks kind of like in the I don't know if you guys ever played the Lego games, but like if you play like Lego Star Wars and you have like a blaster and it's trying to tell you like what to shoot, these little like green things will appear, be like shoot this, and that's what this looks like.
the insane get for them. Like, it doesn't get much more mainstream than that.
Right.
He's
Well, they have-
YouTube's biggest channel. Like,
Yeah.
for them to get the biggest talent on YouTube on their platform is fucking really big for them.
Yeah, it's big.
And I honestly,
just-
I won't disagree with that. Unfortunately, it is really big for Kick to get Mr. Beast. I was actually pretty shocked when I heard about this. I was like, damn, Mr. fucking Beast is going to Kick. They really are trying to soften their image. They're trying to become more mainstream. Because yeah, there's no way Mr. Beast would get involved with this if there wasn't some sort of like, okay, we're not going to just keep being a straight up like fucking right-wing cesspool, don't you think?
I think it's a confluence of things, right? One being that YouTube does not offer you any benefit at all to exclusivity, right? They do not have a contract with Mr. Beast that says you are going to make X more amount of money than your average YouTuber because you have committed to making all of your content on our stream. There's a reason why Hasan doesn't simulcast from Twitch to YouTube. It's because Twitch has a partnership agreement where they say, hey, you're doing your live broadcasts on our channel. We're paying you X amount of money to deliver this many hours of content, right? YouTube doesn't do that with any content creator. They have never in the history of the platform said, we are going to sponsor you and get a document that says you are going to make content exclusively for us. So what has Mr. Beast really effectively done on YouTube? He's conquered the market. He is the biggest show on YouTube. He doesn't have anywhere to go from here, right? Well, now he does. He has no consequence from going over to Kick, but he can also charge them an insane premium now. Like, I want you guys to guarantee me in writing that in the first year, I'm going to generate $100 million in revenue from your site. Here are the things that I'm going to do to accomplish that. He can start to make those negotiations with a platform like Kick, and it doesn't matter to him if it goes anywhere. But I totally agree. It's huge news for Kick because they're going to be able to flood the fucking market with a bunch of little kids who are going to be susceptible to all the bullshit that they're trying to sell them.
Yeah. And I think the reason why YouTube doesn't offer that sort of like exclusivity kind of shit, for one, I think they did try in the past, if you remember, like YouTube Red and like all these various attempts to make like YouTube exclusive content that kind of failed, these like series that they would kickstart and stuff like that. So they have sort of tried versions of that in the past. It didn't really work
But
out.
not by just saying, hey, I don't want your shit on any other platform, because they've dominated the platform so much. There's never been like Dailymotion was never a threat to YouTube as like a video home. You know what I mean?
I just mean back in that day, I do think that some of those shows were exclusive to YouTube that were like under the YouTube Red or whatever.
But were they like already YouTubers that had established like channels? Like, was it like,
I think so. Yeah, that's how
Okay.
they got selected. They were like, these are the biggest YouTubers. Come join our fucking YouTube Red thing. Like, this was a whole, thing. It kind of failed. No one talks about it anymore. But also, I just think that YouTube, like you said, it's so much bigger than Twitch. Like Twitch is tiny compared to YouTube. Everyone uploads to YouTube. Twitch is much more niche. It's for streaming exclusively, unlike YouTube, where just any asshole can upload their home video or home movie or whatever. YouTube just, they don't need to fucking lock anyone down. They're like, we're fucking YouTube. Everyone's going to upload to us. We don't need to fucking like sign you on some contract or whatever. Where Twitch is fairly new in comparison to YouTube, way smaller. They need to lock down creators like Hasan and force them to stay exclusive. But yeah, that's the why YouTube gets to fuck over content creators, including ourselves, by taking like 30 to 40% of the cut. It's totally, unfair, but also they are kind of the only game in town if you're producing video content, not just live streaming.
Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The vanguard will be there, sir. The vanguard will be there, sir. The vanguard will be there, sir. The vanguard will be there. Be there. The vanguard will be there.